Welcome back to the channel, Toyota Fanatic 81. In this video, I'm taking you through the evolution of my baby. And by my baby, I mean my 2014 Toyota Tundra Platinum Crew Max. This will be an overview of everything I've done to the Tundra since 2020. Of course, the first thing I had to do was find a truck and buy it. And I didn't pay that sticker price that you saw there. I never pay sticker price. With this purchase, I've started a long journey that will include tons of videos and photos. Oh, and this journey doesn't end with this video. I'm just getting started. First modification was the NFAB Nerf bars. The truck originally had a shitty pair of step-up bars. I told the dealership to take those off because I knew I was going to put some NFABs on. NFAB step-up bars always look good. The next modification was replacing my old halogen bulbs with new LED bulbs. The halogens were quite pathetic, and I knew I need something that threw light further and brighter. Those LED bulbs were a huge improvement over the halogens. And I gotta say, those two mods alone made the truck look much better. Now, I had to do something about that grille, so I decided to black it out. I used primer, of course, and then I added the base paint, Black Sand Pearl. All in all, I used 2 coats of primer, 2 coats of Black Sand Pearl, and 4 layers of clear coat. The first relatively expensive modification was the Borla Touring Catback exhaust. I didn't like how my truck sounded like a car, and I got this installed and it sounded way better. The next modification was cheap and easy. I replaced the halogen license plate lamps with LEDs. Much better. Now these next 3 modifications really set things off. I had all the parts shipped to the garage that I trust, and when everything came in, I took the Tundra to get the XD wheels, the Cooper tires, and the 6-inch rough country lift installed. This was a good day. You probably have no idea what it's like for me to see my truck like that for the very first time. Or, well, maybe you do if you own one of these. I had been planning this build for months, and I can say the truck came out exactly the way I wanted to. No surprises, no disappointment. It looked perfect. Monday, July 26th, 2021 will permanently be etched in my head. The day I got this truck lifted and wheeled up. And it'll probably come as no surprise to you that for the next few weeks, all I could think about was this truck. Now I was willing to run and grab anything. We need milk? No problem, I'll get it. We need paper clips? No problem, I got it. Any excuse, any reason to drive that truck, I took it. It's no lie when I tell you I was obsessed with my Tundra. And a funny thing happened right after I lifted the truck. Truck parts started magically appearing at our house. I mean, my wife was thrilled. The next order of business was changing out the taillights. Now, this was one of the easier, quicker, and cheaper modifications compared to everything else on the truck. Taillights tend to give you a big bang for your buck because they're relatively cheap, the job is quick, yet they make such a difference in the look of your vehicle. Now, the quickest and cheapest job by far was the 13-inch radio antenna. I got tired of the stock antenna getting caught in car washes and parking garages, so I decided to change it out. And this was a 2-minute job. In fact, filming it made it a 3-minute job. Super fast. Installing the new radio antenna was more about function than looks, but I have to admit it did look better on the Tundra than the original. The next mod was huge in terms of safety of operating this vehicle. It was changing out the mirrors, specifically adding GM-style tow mirrors to my Tundra. This job took about half an hour per side because of having to take off and put on the door panel, but when it was done, it was completely worth it. These mirrors turned out to be a game changer in terms of side visibility and rear visibility. I made a point in this particular tow mirror video saying that these mirrors essentially eliminate the normal blind spot that the Tundra has. You know, at this point, I almost don't even need to shoulder check. Well, of course, I'm still going to shoulder check when I drive, but I almost wouldn't need to with these mirrors. Oh, I should mention, just like the radio antenna, I put these tow mirrors on the Tundra for function, not fashion, but they still look far better on the truck than the stock mirrors did. Next up, fender flares. I got these because I wanted to keep the truck a little cleaner, and I also wanted to beef up the look of the truck. Black is the standard color for most fender flares. So I had to prime, paint, and clear coat them in order to get them to color match my Tundra. Although the painting and the clear coating took a long time, the installation was actually pretty quick. And I can tell you the fender flares were perfect for keeping the truck cleaner and for adding a beefy, more muscular look. Next, I got another set of OEM style headlight housings for the Tundra. The old headlight housings were starting to get real cloudy, so I just decided to scrap them and get some brand new ones. Of course, I kept the LED bulbs that I originally installed. After getting the headlights done, I decided the truck would look much sharper if I color matched the door handles and I blacked out all the badges. And I gotta say, I think I was right on that one. As many of you have noticed and mentioned in previous videos, I decided to switch up my taillights again. Now, there was nothing wrong with the last set, they worked just fine. The thing is, I just think these ones look better. I saw these on eBay, I thought they'd look sharper on the truck, so I threw them on. And it was definitely time for me to switch out my stock third brake light with a smoked LED version. I decided to swap out my stock air intake for a slightly larger cold air intake. Now, of course, the air going into the engine is not going to be colder. It's still going to be ambient air drawn from the fender. My concern was just getting a larger volume of air into the engine. Basically, I wanted a few more horses. The next modification was really loud. Now, I decided that the Borla exhaust wasn't aggressive enough, so I opted for a Muffler Delete. Now, this is one of the quicker, cheaper jobs, but because I'm not set up to do it, I just took it to the garage I trust and had them do it. And here's the result. I have to be honest, I loved the sound of the Muffler Delete, but I realized it would just be too loud in the city. So I went with my backup and I had the Carvin R-Series mufflers installed. The Carvins took the edge off, but the truck still sounded really good. That was definitely one of the most satisfying modifications I've made to the Tundra. My brake pads needed to be done, but I decided to replace everything: rotors, calipers, and brake pads. I also decided to paint the brake calipers before I threw them on the Tundra. Now, with the truck being a dark color, magnetic gray, and the wheels being black, I could basically get away with any color I wanted for those brake calipers. I chose burnt copper because I knew that color would pop on the truck. I learned a lot on this brake job, and because it was my first time, it probably took twice as long as it should have. But that's okay, the next time I go to do this, I'll be much faster with it. The important thing is, I got the job done, and the new brakes are much better than the old ones. I have far more braking power than I did with the stock brakes. And I gotta admit, the burnt copper looks great on the Tundra. This is probably an excellent time for you to subscribe. Just by watching this video, you've seen how much content I have on this channel now. Whether you're looking to modify a 5th generation 4Runner or a 2nd generation Tundra, there's something on here for you. Thank you to my loyal subscribers. It's you that's making this channel grow, and I'm always thankful for that. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I am just getting started with this build. There are still a ton of things I will do with this truck. I'm gonna have this truck for a long time. Have a good day, and I'll catch you on the next modification video. I'm out.